Welcome back to finally another castle video. I will try to make it quick, but I started playing again and I thought of the question which the first guild ever in Crow Castle was, which was the first guild ever created in this game, because it would be very cool to know. But as you can probably think, this is very hard to track down because there's no real data on this, so I try to find the data and make up the spreadsheet of all the things I could find or that we know. So here on the right you can see that the guild update, as you see the guild update, that means guilds weren't a thing in the initial release of Crow Castle, was released on the 18th November 2016, so 207 days after the overall release. And by that point, Crow Castle already had a big player base, meaning that when the update dropped, tons and tons of guilds were created in the first minute, in the first hour, like a lot of guilds, so it wasn't like very slowly. But luckily, as we can see here, we have two YouTube videos, one by Arthas Rama and one by Bank Mr. P, which documented this initial guild update drop. As you can see here, guilds are finally here and introducing a guild system, and thanks to these two videos we can find quite a bit information about the first guilds ever. So the green section here on the left is from Arthas' video, and the gray-blue section here on the right is from Bank's video. And the things we can see from Arthas' video is that in the middle we can see his own guild. So Arthas' guild he created was 6 story, and as he created his guild 6 story, it was ranked 39th. So I will assume by this that his guild was the 39th guild created. So it's very lucky that he made his video so early after the update that he actually managed to create the 39th guild. And before he created this guild, we can see let me just show you in this section here that there were already guilds created before his. So we know the names of these guilds and I've written them down. If his guild was the 39th guild, that means 38 guilds were already created beforehand, and of these 38 guilds we can see in this video these guilds by name. So 22 guilds of the first 38 guilds are known by name, and these are these ones. Although I looked up all these guilds currently, you can't find all of them except the guild Imigio the Cheat. This just doesn't show up. You can also write it with different like I's as L's, whatever. It just doesn't show up for me. Maybe it's a bug for me, but I don't think really. So I assume this guild was deleted, which is also news to me that this can happen. But it also says in the name the Cheat, so maybe a cheater created this guild and very early on the developer, the dev, just outright deleted these guilds if that happened, so I don't know. Also the name Migo, I think this is quite a popular player. He, I think, created the Reddit and the Discord, which is used today, so maybe he also had connections to the developer, I don't know. But these are the first 30, these are among the first 38 guilds. So any of these guilds has the potential to be the first one, but these 3 guilds, which I marked full, which are Sax, Archers and Poland, in the video from Erta, we can see that these guilds are full. Not full, but they have 19 out of 20 players, which means, or which probably means, that these were created further or before the other ones. Like I think Team Gun had, for example, 2 members and Poland had 19. So it's very likely to assume that Poland was created before Team Gun, because a lot more people had time to join in. And this is the case for all 3 guilds, so it's very safe to assume that any of these 3 guilds might have been actually the first guild ever created to ever be created in Crow Castle. Although 16 guilds not shown in the video, which had to be created in this time frame, are completely unknown, so I don't know the names of these guilds. So it could also be possible that any of these guilds were beforehand. It's actually quite likely that this is the case, because in this quite random section here, where you get random guilds, basically, full guilds, like 20 out of 20 guilds, aren't recommended to you. So it's likely that the very first guild was already full and had 20 members in it, and that's why it didn't even show up for Erta in the video. But this is the earliest, I think, data we have for this sort of question. Then we know the 39th guild was Erta's guild, 6 story. And later in the video, we can see 3 new guilds, which we haven't seen beforehand. But also by the time we can see these 3 new guilds, we also know that a minimum of 43 guilds, had been created. So we know these might have been also in the first section and we just didn't see them, or they might have been created after 6th story, for example. So we can't know, but it is something I just noted down by these columns. And then we have another video, Bank's video, this one, which was recorded a few minutes after Earth's video, because Banked also created his own guild, which was the 51st guild. So only 12 guilds apart from Erta's guild, which in real time was probably like 10 minutes maximum, probably even less. So they were very early adopters to the update, which is very good for our data research here, basically. And in Bank's video, we can also see, after he created his guild, these names of guilds, which we didn't see in Erta's video. By the time we can see these guilds, we can also see that a minimum of 54 guilds were created. So these are more than the 3 guilds created in the time frame here. So a few of them were before Banked's video and probably a few of them after, but we can't see the actual timeline, so we can just note it down like this. And this is the earliest data I could find about guilds. So the most interesting one is probably this here on the left, and probably these 3, Poland, Archers, and Sax. You can also search each of them up, as you can see. It's also notable that Sax has a lot of medals and is actually fully leveled up, although I think initially the maximum level was 180, so this doesn't say a lot about it. But Sax had a lot of trophies, or has a lot of trophies. So it can be assumed that it was very popular from the get-go, so maybe they were the first one. It's not possible to actually tell from here on, but any of these guilds here on the left have the potential to be the very first guild of Crow Castle, but I don't think we can go any deeper than that. Yeah, I just wanted to show this off really quick. Have a nice day.